Okay, this is my second take on this. Anyways, so what's up, guys? I'm back, and today we're looking. I saw a little thing by the Cinema Vigilante. A little, I don't know. I never seen him before, but he made a video about Jeffrey Epstein, and I figured that I would cover a little portion of it. A little thing called Pizzagate, a little conspiracy theory, if you will, and I don't know if you've heard of it. You probably have if you're seeing this at this point or seeing any of the Jeffrey Epstein shit at this point. But so basically, and all these, I have this pulled up. This is Gmail, and we're looking at a whole bunch of emails with pizza in them, and you'll see how this matters later. But anyways, so they're thinking. So there was a leak, some emails from somebody that were had a lot of food references in them, and they were thinking, oh, these are code words for bad things, and they were thinking like pizza was like kids, and cheese pizza was CSAM content, and all that kind of stuff. Just different food references were code words for kids and all that jazz, right? So things like that happened, and so basically I'll explain it real quick. So it was like politicians, specifically, like, this is the theories that there's specifically a democratic run, like a democratic elite ring running, like, just kids through, like, that kind of stuff, that bad stuff. And like, not just politicians, like celebrities too were doing this. And like I said, the food code words, all that kind of stuff, right? And food code words, like I already explained, there's symbolism in the logos. Apparently, like, had logos that were supposed to be like secret, like, PDF logos, right? Like all the spirals and triangles and shit. I don't know. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I talked about this with my family, but specifically, like, me and my mom, we used to talk about this stuff a lot, and I kind of got sucked in, but I got out and clean for years. But now this Jeffrey Epstein stuff, I've been super focused in on it, and I wanted to do some research on it. I kind of wanted to do a video, but then I seen this guy's video and I was like, oh, that would be good, because I kind of didn't know where to start with all the millions of files. There's so many files. I came in this room, look at all these files, that kind of stuff, right? And then there was supposedly a basement there where they were holding all the victims, right? All the little kids, the pizza, if you will. That's nasty. Anyways, people, that was kind of the whole thing. I don't think, unless everybody besides, like, people, that the people that believe this, like, I'm not saying I do, and I'm not saying I don't believe this, but figured it'd be cool to do a video anyways. All the people that were talking about this, they were like, there's a basement in Comet Ping Pong, or Comet Pure, the place where this was all happening, where all the victims were being held. And there was a video that went along this, and there was a man sounding like John Podesta, politician or some, I don't know, anyways, yelling at these kids like, you're gonna call me father, and they're screaming back at him, and what's my name, and all that. And I just watched it for the old thing. I'm not gonna play it because I feel like it's kind of fucked up, whether it's true or not, and all that stuff. And so people were already suspicious of of the higher ups in the country, whether it was Democrats, not so much Republicans, I don't think, because the left side wasn't more into that, and the right wing was really into that stuff. And there's people in the middle, and I'm sure there's people on the left that believe it, and people on the right that didn't. But like the majority of but there was people who, like, they were already looking for proof that there was a cabal of sorts, of people trafficking children and satanic things, and all that jazz, right? And, people were naturally looking for hidden meanings. And because that's just human nature, I guess. And the conspiracy theories that grabbed onto that, right? And that's kind of the connection here is pizza. Look at all this. There's so much pizza in here. So much. And we'll look into some of these in a second. And, it was around the election time, so there was a lot of tension anyway. So this side was looking to spitball and fire over into this side, and you're bad because you're a Democrat. And these people were like, you're bad because Trump is evil and orange and da-da-da. And they were all like, and this side was like, no, but Hillary Clinton she's evil and she kills people who don't agree with her and da-da-da. And, it was just back and forth, and it's still kind of like that. And, there was a lot of sources online, probably not reputable, but still sources online that were saying all this kind of stuff. And yeah, so that's kind of the basic overview on Pizzagate. And now, I'm sure most of you have heard about the Epstein files. And probably all of you, because it's fucking everywhere at this point. But the Epstein files are being released. The DOJ is like censoring the shit out of everything. I'm sure you could see the at the top of the thing and Epstein somewhere along in there. No shit. But that just about it. And so people took this whole idea from the Pizzagate, the pizza and the code words, and there's code words in here, and it's probably true. I'm just gonna say, because I'm not saying the Pizzagate thing is true. There could be some truth to like using code words, because code words aren't a conspiracy theory. People have them. There's code words for everything, and there's a pretty good possibility that some of these are references to like some kind of ring or some kind of and I'm trying to dance around it because I don't want to be spreading misinformation. I also don't want to get this taken down or mess up my YouTube or anything like that, right? I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible, right? Anyways, so you can look, here's this one appeared in the video I was watching. Thank you for the pizza today, really good. XO, doesn't seem too bad. Menu from the pizza place. Mr. Epstein would like to see the menu from the pizza place. Could you send it, please? And there's that. Yeah, I'm sure Jeffrey Epstein was a fan of Domino's pizza. Real sure of that, Just like a good pepperoni, good meat lovers, shit like that, But I'm lying. I don't really think that, I don't really think that all this shit on here is just referencing the food. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not saying that for a fact, and there's a high possibility that I'm wrong, and also a high possibility I'm right. So, pick your poison, really. Just, Anyways, I was gonna go through the files too, but after my research, I couldn't really find the EFTA whatever the fuck numbers to figure out if there's any more mention of this. So I'm just using Gmail because I don't have time to go over 3.5 million fucking files. But, there's so much here. Let's go to this one. Jeffrey is asking what the pizza place is Upper East Side. If you like John's, probably Papa John's. And where's exactly? Here's the address for it. Not. Let's see. Let's do some live research. Damn it. Okay, so it's not Papa John's, but you can see this. I'm not saying this place has anything to do with that. They could have actually just been going here for this, because it's a pizza place. Duh. But they're talking about it, so there's probably nothing there. Menu from the pizza place, Patsy's, Pizza and More, Pizza Monster. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Okay. This. She looks pregnant. What? You mean radiating a soft glow with the look of bliss and excitement? Yeah, that's the pizza. The hell is this dude talking about? Wait. Pretty sure that's just two different accounts of Jeffrey, maybe. I don't know. I can't really tell. I don't know how this shit works. It's my first time on this website. But they're talking about somebody pregnant, and obviously the fucking Supreme Pizza is not going to be pregnant. Let's be real here. Like, are we so dead ass? There is not. You can't. Alright, so this. So this kind of confirms that there is something. But, anyways, this is not talking about pizza, obviously. So you can kind of see where this kind of starts to fuse back with the whole Pizzagate thing, because while they might not be directly intertwined, because I don't know if Jeffrey Epstein was at Comet Ping Pong or whatever the hell, they obviously have some kind of thing, Yeah, I don't know what this is talking about either. Well, you can kind of assume, you can decide whatever it means, but for fact that is not talking about pizza. And just all that kind of stuff, like order pizza for Bobby Slayton. I don't know who Bobby Slayton is, but I don't think somebody's emailing Jeffrey Epstein. Whatever he did to get so rich, I don't think somebody's gonna email Jeffrey Epstein to order this dude a pizza. He can literally do it himself, or have one of his other dudes do it themselves. You don't need to. Yeah, I don't think Jeffrey Epstein is the pizza parlor or the orderer of the pizza parlor, so but let's see. Alright, that seems normal, right? Alright, let's see. Quick pizza. Red Hook for an hour for quick pizza. Now, you could take that normally. Most people would if there wasn't all this shit around it, right? But, anyways, I'm not going to keep rambling on, because I'm just going to have the same thing to say for all of these 120,000 fucking emails, right? There's obviously something going on here, and there's some kind of indirect correlation. Not saying that Pizzagate is true, but there was. Epstein proved it himself. The files prove it. There's some kind of ring, and they're definitely not gonna just email each other and say, hey, this and this. They're gonna obviously use some code. Now, whether you want to take this and be like, pizza means something, or they're just talking about pizza, like the actual food. Stop and consider how pizza can get pregnant. But, that's just my opinion. So, yeah, that's just my little thing. I'll probably make more about Jeffrey Epstein soon, but I haven't made a video in a long time, like I said I would, so don't hold me to that. Anyways, that's it. Okay, so yesterday I was recording this video, right? And so it didn't record the entire screen. It got fucked up. So now I'm just a little extra clip to go through some of the emails that I was looking at. Let me see if I can find this one. So here's one of them. Yeah. This is the one I was talking about, like the fucking, like the pizza getting pregnant or whatever the hell. This pizza monster from this, I don't know how Jeffrey was emailing himself and having a full-on conversation, unless he's like schizo or something, but there's that one. Here's the one to order pizza for Bobby Slayton. I don't really know anything about that one. Let's see. Here's the one about Patsy's. Yeah, just going to that place. Here's the one going to Red Hook. That was like the first one I put on the screen, I think. I don't know if I put that one. I don't think I put that one in there. Here's the one about the menu. You can see it's from EFTA 005-68174. And the response is EFTA 005-68174. The same thing. Okay. I don't know. I didn't look at that before, but there's those. This one. Yeah. I don't know how many I put on this one, and I'll put this one on here, I'm pretty sure. Fuck, I don't even think I put that one on there, I'm not gonna lie, but here's one. Yeah. Another one to Bobby Slayton. Anyways, just because I can't figure out how the hell to use iMovie to put the picture in there because they keep disappearing. So I just thought I'd do that and show you guys so you could see what I was talking about, so it doesn't look like I'm just talking about the corner of my fucking screen. But anyways,